No, it wasn't.
I like that.
Now it is.
But I wasn't recording y'all. I'm fluffing. But it's a 18.
18 mil to break the caliper bolts off. We're gonna be taking these two bolts back here off. It doesn't look like I'll have to decompress the brakes to get them off, but where's my vise?
Nice.
I know we took it up.
Vice is over here.
So we're gonna take this vise and we're just gonna squeeze the brake pad just slightly. This is just to decompress the caliper so that we can get it from being clamped onto the rotor. You should always do this with your old pads, not your new pads, so you don't destroy and damage them while you're doing it. It doesn't take much force. It's just enough so that you can slide them off. Brakes as bad as mine, you probably wouldn't even need to do this. I'm just showing you guys how it works. So we decompress a little bit. As you can see, this little gap right here is starting to form. That's perfect. It's enough space for us to slide the caliper off now. So go ahead and remove this. See how wobbly it's got because we've already broke the brakes free. Okay. So we'll go ahead and remove these bolts back here. And remember they're 18 mil. I already broke them free. This is not a time lapse. There goes one. On the bottom. So there we go. Oh goodness. As you can see, we had no brake pad left. We are metal to metal in the front and the back. That is pretty bad. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up. I think the only thing I forgot today, which I now remember, is a wire brush. The rotor, which should slide right off, is destroyed in the back. That is so many grooves
it's like
right there.
Imagine sandpaper, y'all. Or like.
So this is me neglecting my car for, I don't know, what, about good 2-3 weeks. I need a brake so bad. I did
some time.
We did the oil change about 3 weeks ago, and that's when I realized my brakes were bad. But I worked so freaking much that I never had time to do it. And we live in the H.O.E where they don't allow you to work on cars in your front yard. So I'm at a friend's house right now actually doing all this. Next thing we need to do, we need to clean all this up, remove these pads. Ugh. We're gonna have to remove these clips as well. I hope that the set we got comes with new ones. I forgot to look and make sure. The way to remove these pads, we're gonna actually have to take these off in order for these pads to come off. You should only be able to take one off. Crack, is it? No, it's not. Okay, make sure it wasn't cracked. You should only have to take one off. You take one off, and then it should rotate itself like this, and you're able to take the pads off. Put them on before you put it back together. It's a lot easier. It's a pain in the butt trying to slip these in. As you see, they have grooves. They slide on like that. So you're not going to be able to just feed them in like you think you're going to be able to. So let me get my spray because we bought some brake cleaner. See if I can find some type of wire brush. And we'll get this bolt broken, which should be, this one should be the 14, I think. I knocked this whole set over, so I can't tell what's what. Yeah, this is going to be a 14. Let's see if I can find one though. 15, 16. That's what happens when you're not prepared, people. But this is the real life. Wrong cut. No editing. Yes, you guys can scold me all you want. I'm shoving in random piece spots so I can close this without making a huge mess. And something still caught.
Any good toolbox recommendations? Just leave it in the comments, man.
Okay. What did I say it was now? It says a 14. Yes, it is. Oops.
Too close, too close.
14. I'm gonna break this one free. which I probably should have did while I was still bolted up to the car, but that's all right. I'll pull this off. We're able to slide like this. There's our brakes. So let me get some cleaner in our new pads. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Sound like somebody banging on some metal.
No, that's a wire. That's when a wire makes that. That's like a thick, real wire makes that loud noise. It's crazy. There's a crane over there operating right now.
Oh, it's probably them then.
Oh, so luckily, we do have the good retainer clips. These aren't very necessary. These are just noise reduction clips. That's what they're really known for. It just helps with reduction in your wheels as in vibration as well. You don't actually have to use these. They're just a good thing to use. So just so you know. Let me find my brake cleaner. I think I left it in the car, didn't I?
I don't think so. Rotors.
Okay. We got us some brake cleaner. And cameraman's over there grabbing the rotor. And just so you guys know, you should spray your rotors as well, because rotors come with a packing grease on them.
Not an advertisement for shout out to O'Reilly's.
You would think that packing grease is good, but it's not. This is a good time to check your parking brakes at this time. As you can see, my parking brakes could be changed, but they're not used that often, so we're okay for now. But I will keep that in mind for the future. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit. And I'm gonna find us a brush. You get pause. That's funny. He just texted me yesterday talking about, man.
All right, y'all. So there's the old one. Cooked you for me. And then over here we got the new one. Fresh guy. The sun's glaring through the bag, but y'all get the point though, man. This stuff is gonna make a big difference. We'll be back though.
So when you put these clips on, it can be a pain in the ass because they're a very tight fit. But just be patient. Try to get one corner in first, like that. Push down, and usually you can pop the other side in. Oops. Let's try that one more time. You can also go like this, which take it completely off. So again,
make it easier, y'all. Feel me?
We're gonna take this clip and pop in one side. Like I said, take your time. It's a pain in the butt. Push down, and then you try to pop this side in. There we go. Clip number one is in. Take out the second one. Grab another clip. We're gonna do the same thing. Oops, upside down. I'm gonna pop one side in first. There we go. And then we're gonna do the second side. And we're in. Okay, that's that part. Now we're gonna take our pads and try not to touch these. You don't want grease or oil on those surfaces of those. It just mixes with the friction of the vehicle. So let's go ahead and slide these on. And these can be quite annoying to get on. And like I said, you don't want to touch the center as much as possible. So you got to just take your time and slide them down. Lift these retainer clips a little bit, give them some wiggle room. And of course, you don't want to go too far because you're going to push it off the edge and you have to start all the way over. Remember that part as well, like that. I just think I just did it. Oh, no, I got it back. Okay. And number 2. Oops, wrong direction. There we go. Get this one on over here. And we're going to leave them as gapped open as possible because we want to make sure when we put the new rotor on that it's able to slip over the new rotor. Let's take our new rotor. And we're just going to lightly clean the surface of this. Like I said, they have a packing grease that comes on it. I'm going to just wipe it down one time.
Good rag.
Make sure it's all gone.
All you microfiber freaks, I don't want to hear none.
I'm not wasting my microfiber on a rotor, sorry. Oh, forgot. There's something you probably should do. I already know it works, but you should always match up and make sure that your rotors look the same and they're correct as far as the shape and size and depth and all that good stuff. There might be some simple little things that might not look the same. As you can see, this looks like it has markings in them. Those are just the grooves from my tire. So don't think that that's part of it and it's missing off here. Everything essentially looks right to me. I've done this before. I know it's right. But make sure you do check. As you're putting this on, if I can get it lined up. There we go. You do not want to touch this either. You don't want oils on that as well. It messes up with the friction. Let me get some of my mess out the way real quick so that we are more prepared to finish this job. That out the way. I'm going to take our rotor here. We're going to pop it back in this. Whoops. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm upside down here, people. Here we go. So let's go ahead and pop this back in. Oh wait, my caliper didn't get pushed in enough. Uh-oh. So it looks like my caliper's not pushed back enough, which means I have to push it back more. So I'm going to take the old pad, stick it like that. Old pad, stick it like that. I'm going to take the C-clamp. We're going to not clamp that, but clamp here. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's pushing itself back. This is what I was talking about doing to earlier, but earlier was just to release it off the actual caliper. We'll go all the way back and we'll do both sides the same. So when you push these all the way back, this is why I tell you guys to take the brake fluid cap off, or the brake fluid filler cap, because this will let the pressure out from there. Hold on, let me decompress this a little bit. This is a lot more difficult than you guys think. Trying to balance with one hand, rotate this. This is what mechanics get paid the big bucks for, though, man. They always say, oh, it's easy. It's easy to us because we've done it 50 times. But to you guys, I don't know. Okay, so we're fully decompressed. There we go. As you can see, it's all pushed in now. When I do this, I'm gonna do the same side exact way so that when I go to bleed my brakes, it'll be a lot easier because they'll be more even in comparison. Make sure I get this right. I'll go ahead and put my brakes in here. push those forward. There we go. I'm gonna just slide that right over. We're gonna throw one bolt in. Always hand tighten your bolts first. Even if you got the precious little cool Milwaukee's and DeWalt tools and all that good stuff, make sure you're putting it in by hand first. That way you're not cross-threading. Go ahead and throw the second one in. So as far as doing brakes, we are done. That's literally the gist of doing brakes. I'm gonna do the opposite side the same way, and after that, I'll show you guys the bleeding system process. If you don't want to watch my second video, I can tell you guys right now. The bleeding process is very simple. There's a bleed line back here. You want to start the furthest away from the what do you call it? Brake booster. You want to start the furthest away from the brake booster. That's the first one you're going to bleed. So my brake booster is on the driver's side. So the passenger back would be the first one I bleed because it's the furthest away. And then you'd work your way to the front, to the closest. So I would go from passenger back to driver's back to passenger front to driver's front. And that would be the process of bleeding the brakes. You usually do need two people to do it because you have to pump the brakes as you bleed the system. Somebody needs to be pumping, somebody needs to have the system open so they can see the air bubbles coming out. Once you see a line, a main stream of fluid coming out with no air bubbles in it, you can stop. The person pumping should keep their foot down on the brake while you stop, and you tighten the bleed line. And that's the gist of it. But like I said, if you want to just watch my next video, you can do that too. Okay, so there is a torque sequence for these things. I'm old school. I just torque it down. Okay. Some people have Loctite on it. I don't because they're a pain in the butt to get off for the next person. This is a trait I've learned from being a mechanic, not working on my own cars, but I still follow with my own cars now. Last but not least, we're going to put this one bolt back in, which should have Loctite on it, okay? Shame on me today for not having it with me. Do I have any? No, I don't. That is completely my fault. It's something I can come back to if I need to and put Loctite on it after the tire's on. I could actually disconnect it, put the Loctite on, so not a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and check all my bolts while I'm here. We are done. And the play right now is because the brake has been completely decompressed. Excuse me. That's why I need to bleed the system. So as you can see, there's a slight little play in here. That's okay because like the system still hasn't been bled yet. We decompressed the caliper all the way back, and that is why. So we're done here. We're gonna go ahead and put the tire on and move on to the passenger side.